Okay, so this next topic is proofs by induction. And for proofs by induction, there are 3 steps. The first step, you prove the rule works for a few cases. The second step, you assume the rule works for n equals k terms. And the third step, you prove the rule true for n equals k plus 1 terms. So, for this problem, prove that 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus ... n squared equals n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 over 6. So for the first step, we're going to prove that it works for n equals 1. So we know our first term is 1. That equals, now we're plugging 1 into here. So it's going to be 1 times 1 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 over 6. So that's going to get you 2 times 3, which is 6 over 6. So 1 equals 1. So it works. Now we're going to try n equals 2. So we have to do 1 plus the first term plus the second term equals, plug in 2 here, 2 times 2 plus 1 times 4 plus 1 over 6. That's going to get you 2 times 3 times 5, which is 30 over 6. So that's going to be 5 equals 5. So you know it's right. So now the second step, you do n equals k. So for this you're going to write 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus ... plus k squared equals k times k plus 1 times 2k plus 1 over 6. And the third step, do n equals k plus 1. So now this is proving that it works for n equals k plus 1 term, so the next term. So you're going to start with all of this equals this. So you're going to have that, which is k times k plus 1 times 2k plus 1 over 6, plus the next term, which would be k plus 1 squared, which we got from here. And now that's equal to, you plug in k plus 1 all here. So you get k plus 1 times k plus 1, which is k plus 2, times 2 times k plus 1 plus 1, all over 6. So now here, to combine these two, you multiply top and the bottom by 6. And then you combine them and get k times k plus 1 times 2k plus 1 plus 6 times k plus 1 squared all over 6 equals k plus 1 times k plus 2 times, this is going to get you 2k plus 2 plus 1, so 2k plus 3. All over 6. So now here, you could take out the term k plus 1. So if you take that out, you get k plus 1 times k times 2k plus 1 plus 6 times k plus 1. All over 6, which equals k plus 1 times k plus 2 times 2k plus 3 over 6. So now, after that, you can combine the terms in here. So you have k plus 1 times, you're going to get 2k squared plus k plus 6k plus 6 all over 6 equals k plus 1 times k plus 2 times 2k plus 3 over 6. So if you combine these, you get k plus 1 times 2k squared plus 7k plus 6 all over 6 equals k plus 1 times k plus 2 times 2k plus 3 over 6. So now you're going to want to factor this. So you have k plus 1, and this factors into k plus 2 times 2k plus 3. So if you multiply that, you get 2k squared plus 3k plus 4k, which is 7k, plus 6. And that all goes over 6. And that equals k plus 1 times k plus 2 times 2k plus 3 over 6. So now since they match, you know it works.